Hey everyone, in this video we're gonna look at pro tips on using colors in our designs. I've gathered a few points to help you understand in an easy way, like 60-30-10 rule in colors, using neutral background colors, how to design using just 3 primary colors, and how contrast is used in colors, along with a few extra hidden tips. And I'll show you more live design examples instead of just talking theory. Alright then, let's get started. Always follow the 60-30 and 10 rule. 60% of the color always should be used for the background. In this video we are going to use white, and 30% of the color I'm going to use for main element and also for the text. And finally we use 10% of any color just to highlight something in the design. In this design I'm going to use it to highlight the main center character. So that's how you use 60-30 and 10 rule. When you start noticing designs this way, you will achieve a proper hierarchy in colors and start seeing a colors in a different perspective while designing a layout. Here are a few different examples I found online. In this design they have used light gray for the whole background, black for the elements and text, and finally red for small details to highlight. Here's another example. Red is used 60% and black as 30% and white as 10%. You might feel black and red are used almost equally, but if you look carefully, the red objects dominates the layout more, while the black is mostly flat. We have to consider that while following this rule. And one more thing, you don't need to follow the exact 60-30 and 10 rule every time. If you can show hierarchy and difference between the colors, that itself works well. Even if the size difference are slightly here and there, it doesn't matter. Just make sure there is a clear sense of hierarchy. As a beginner designer, I made a mistake on adding multiple colors in a single design. It used to spoil my designs and make it look immature. There is a rule most designers follow. Use 2 or 3 primary colors maximum in a design. For example, look at this design. Let's count how many colors are used. 2 shades for background, 2 colors for the text, 1 additionally highlight color, plus image color. Totally 6 colors. Here's a same design using just 3 colors. We can notice a big difference even though it is the same design. So always try to go with 2 or 3 colors while working on a single design. Let me show you a same design in a 3 different color variations. I want you to guess which one is a better in color usage. If you choose this one, you're absolutely right. Adding too many colors not only just makes it look cluttered, but it's too confusing for the audience to understand the design. You don't have to follow this for every design. It's just a one way to use colors in a more mature way. 2 primary colors and 1 secondary colors. That's all you need to make a good design. Understanding the color context. Knowing how colors change depending upon their backgrounds. Imagine a white background. If we add gray element on it, it gives a strong contrast. Now place the same gray on the black background, it drops contrast. When we understand this difference, colors will look more balanced in our designs. Here's a live example using opposite background colors. The white background shows better contrast than the black, so always be aware of contrast illusion. This doesn't only apply for black and white, it works for other colors too. If you look at the color wheel, opposite colors always create a strong contrast. For example, dark blue and yellow. When we blend them, we get palette. If you place white text on darker blue, it has high contrast. As a blue becomes lighter, the contrast reduces. That's how you choose background colors to create proper contrast. This works for any colors, try it out. When we talk about contrast, we need to use it intentionally. Contrast is not just about size. It's also about light and dark, warm and cool, saturated and muted. Light backgrounds give a clean design experience and improve readability. That's why many corporate brands use lighter color. Darker background gives intensity, bold visuals, and sometimes luxury feel. So always choose a right background based on your goal. Warm versus cool. Warm colors grab attention. Cool colors create a calm and minimal feel. For example, in your social media post, your CTA button is white, it may not stand out. But if we change it to red, a warm color, it immediately grabs attention. Similarly, when we use cool colors as a background and add warm colors on the top, the warm colors pop beautifully. When you understand this concept, your designs will look more eye-catching. Saturated versus muted. Saturated colors gives a more vibrant and an intense feel. Muted colors are softer and less intense. If you use a bright red background, you can control the saturation in Adobe Illustrator by going to Edit Colors, adjust saturation, increase it for more intensity, reduce it for a more muted effect. Simple as that. Choosing one dominant color is a powerful technique. This rule was followed by a famous designer, Armin Hoffman, a key figure of Swiss style movement. What he often did was using a black and white as a primary colors and choose one dominant color to highlight important parts of the design. We can also follow this principle, use two base color for the layout and then choose a one dominant color to highlight an important element. By using just three colors, we can create strong and memorable visuals. It's very simple. Choose two primary colors, design a layout, choose one dominant color, highlight the key element. Finally, a hidden trick many designers use, using neutral colors for the backgrounds. Have you noticed most of the designs use these backgrounds? The reason is simple. These backgrounds make bright colors stand out. Any strong color like red, blue and black will pop beautifully on neutral backgrounds. So whenever you don't know what background color to use, go with neutrals. It's really a time saver. Now I'm gonna show you how to design a poster just using three colors. As we seen in the video reference, let's dive into Photoshop for that. Let's start by creating an artboard. The size I'm gonna keep width 800 and height would be 1132. Let's click create. Firstly, let's start by adding a black background. For that I'm gonna change the fill color to black and then I'm gonna choose the paint bucket tool and we're gonna create a new layer on the layers section and then I'm gonna click to add a black background. Next thing is getting the image. I found this one image from online. I've removed the background and then I'm gonna place it somewhere in the center because it's gonna be the primary element of the design, and let's place it over here. Alright, next thing we're gonna add a huge title behind this image. For that we're gonna choose text and I'm gonna type Nike and let's change the fill color to white and then let's increase it. We're gonna choose the font. The font which I'm gonna use is called Fit. You will get it in online. It's absolutely free. And then I'm going to reduce it and make it to fit on the top portion of the poster, and then I'm gonna choose that and send it to back. Now I wanna reduce it a bit so that it touches the shoulders. For that we're gonna select the text and we're gonna right click on the layers and then we're gonna convert to shape. Now we're gonna choose that and we'll have a tool called direct selection tool and we're gonna click and drag to select the below portions, and then we're gonna click and drag by holding shift to adjust it so that we can move the entire thing, and that looks pretty well. I'm gonna double click on the layer and I'm gonna choose a color overlay and we're gonna turn this color to something like red. People have been asking why do you use red too much in your designs? Just to follow the same guidelines for the entire thumbnail theme, I do that. I design it just for the tutorial and thumbnail purpose. So next thing we're gonna add the secondary text over here. I've already added over here. So I've used a font called Heather Green. Even this you can find online. So I've used ChatGPT to get some dummy content so that I can add it over here. I've just copy pasted the content from ChatGPT and I've made the same color and left aligned it. Same way I've added the other content on the right alignment. The better way to align the content, you have to create a grid, which I didn't show you, but I'm gonna show it right now. So firstly what you're gonna do is we're gonna go to view, guides, new guide layout. Now here we have to focus on the columns and rows. So columns I'm gonna keep something around 5 and rows as 5, and you can increase the gutter space. Gutter space is the space in between the lines. I'm gonna leave it for 4 right now, and you can also save this as a preset. You can just click OK over there, and then now we can arrange the text very well. You have to do this before adding the text. I've just skipped it so that I'm showing it right now. We're gonna use a title to align the grids as well. That looks really perfect. Right now we can see the some 2 images I've added behind the character. For that what we're gonna do is we're gonna choose this rectangular marquee tool and we are going to create a shape. First we're gonna draw something like this, and then you have to create a new layer behind the image, and then we're gonna change the fill to white and we're going to choose the paint bucket tool and we're gonna click on the selection, and again you select the same tool, and when you click on it, it will unselect it, and then you can add any image. You can download it from online. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hold Alt and click between the image and the shape so that it will be masked inside the shape so that it's well aligned, so you can move it accordingly and it stays inside the shape. We're gonna hold Alt and Shift, then we're gonna click and drag to reduce the size. Finally, we can add small details, something like this. I've shown this in the previous poster design, so I'm going to use the same thing over here. Alright, now comes the main part. So when you're designed, so you want to make the whole thing look like a single color. So there's a trick to do that. So when you design the whole poster, you're going to go to the adjustments layer and we're going to select gradient map. We're going to double click on it and you'll get this gradient map editor section. So here there is a small presets I've downloaded for gradients. You can use any presets you want. So what this does is, if you select the presets, you can see that the whole poster is going in one theme. So whichever works well for your design overall, how you wanna showcase your design, you can control over here with using the gradient maps. So for now I'm gonna go with this because that's what I've used for the original design. So when you choose that, you can also adjust it over here by moving this handle. Now you can see a lot of difference for before and after. I'm going to show you without the gradient map. We have a lot of colors over here, and with the gradient map you can see everything blends well together. To give a final poster touch, we're gonna create a solid color and we're gonna choose the color to something gray. Click OK and we're gonna choose that. You're gonna right click on the layer and you have to convert it to smart object. So when you've done that, choose that again and go to filter and we're gonna choose camera raw filters. When you scroll on the right, you'll find a option of grain. We are going to increase the grain. So I'm going to reduce the size, roughness, and I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to choose that and go to blend section. I'm gonna click overlay. You can see it gives some more texture to the design. Play around with opacity. I'm going to keep somewhere around 59. So when you're using multiple colors to blend everything together, seem like it's a single design with lesser colors, you can use this technique. That's all for this video. I advise you to practice more in Canvas to get better in using colors. If you found this informative, like the video and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.